Hey guys, welcome to BDD with Cucumber Session 4. In today's session, we will learn what is Cucumber tags all about, how we can include or exclude a scenario with the help of tag, what is or an and tag in Cucumber. So in the real time, suppose say in case you are using Selenium, WebDriver or other framework or Cucumber, right, there might be 100 or 500 or 1000 test cases, but every time you no need to execute the test cases all the time, right? So suppose say for a particular run you need to identify few sort of test cases and you need to run only. Suppose say the test cases we can distinguish test cases with the help of different testing type, like it can be MOOC test, it can be UAT, it can be a system integration, it can be regression, it can be end to end. If similarly also with the help of application type, right, we can identify the test cases, we can segregate the test cases. So as and when required, right, we can run based on the requirement. Sometimes we can run the MOOC test cases, sometimes it's a combination of application as well as the testing type. So that is the thing we can run. Then how we can run the test cases? With the help of Cucumber. So in Cucumber there is a tag features available. With the help of that, based on the tags criteria we are providing it, right, we can execute the test case with the help of JUnit runner class. It might look very simple when user just have 1, 2 or maybe 5 scenario in the features file. However, in real life it does not happen. For each features under test, user may have 10, 20, 100 or maybe a greater number of scenario in a single feature file. This may represent different purpose, like in case it can be MOOC test, integration test, end-to-end test, regression test or the UAT test, or different perspective like developer, QA or the BA, or the different status, right, ready for execution, work in progress or defect fixes, etc. So Cucumber has already provided way to organize user scenario execution by using tag in the features file. So where we need to use the syntax? We need to use the tag syntax in the features file. User can define each scenario with a useful tag. Later in the runner class they can decide which specific tag, right, user want to execute with the help of Cucumber. So tags start in the Cucumber, right, with the annotation called @. So after @, user can have any relevant text to define that tag. Suppose there are 2 more scenario in the features file. User want to execute only one scenario as part of their MOOC test or the regression test. So first thing is to identify that scenario, and the second is that you need to use the tag right in the runner class, like @MOOC test. It's the beginning of the scenario. There is no limit in defining tags with the features file. Based on the user need, they can derive tags to be used and scenario to be executed. Tag can also be defined at the feature level. So definitely we can use the tag at our scenario level, but sometimes we can use the tag at the feature level as well. Once user define a tag at the feature level, it ensures that all the scenario within that features file inherit that tag. Depending on the nature of the scenario, user can have more than one tag for the single features or single scenario. Whenever Cucumber finds an appropriate call, a specific scenario will be executed. Suppose say we can easily execute with the help of @tag name, right? But if you want to exclude some specific tag, and apart from that you want to run all the test cases, then how can you do that? So for excluding tags, user can use not symbol in the JUnit runner class to exclude any specific tag from the execution, right? Suppose say you want to exclude tags MOOC test, so you need to, within the double quote, you need to use not operator and @MOOC test, so that tag will be excluded. Apart from that, remaining features or remaining scenario, whatever MOOC test is not there, those will be executed. Now let's see how we can implement the tag in Cucumber, right? So in past 3 sessions you already seen, right, we have created the project BDD Cucumber training, where we have created multiple features file. One is the Facebook login feature, one is the Google search feature. In the Google search feature we are having 2 scenario, right? One scenario we are trying to search Cucumber tutorial, one scenario we are trying to search Java tutorial. And in the Facebook features, login features, right, we are having a single scenario, but with the help of example and scenario outline, we are trying to execute them multiple times. The first one is the header, and second one onward, it is a number of iteration. So it has 4 number of iterations, so it will be try to run based on the different username and password combination, and it will give me the login successful status, successful or unsuccessful. Let's try to implement tag in one features file. Suppose say in the scenario level we can implement tag. Suppose here the tag with the at the rate and we need to use it. After that we need to give the tag name, right? So we can use multiple tag called regression, right? We can use multiple tag called end-to-end. So this is the first scenario is applicable for smoke, regression and the end-to-end, right? And the second scenario maybe will be applicable for smoke and or maybe applicable for application 1, right? And maybe the first scenario can be used for application 2. So now we have defined the tag for the one features file. Okay. Now see how we can run the test cases based on the tag, right? So you need to go to the runner file, right? And in the runner file we need to define a syntax called tags, which is the cucumber features, right? Or cucumber syntax, and you need to give equal to sign, you need to give bracket, and where within the bracket you need to give that syntax, give the tag whatever you want to run. Suppose I want to run the smoke soup, right? So based on the runner thing, I within the double quote I will be using smoke, okay, and I need to give another comma so that the remaining thing will be done. So that's why if you want to run only the smoke related where the smoke tag is present, so here both the scenario smoke tag is present, right? And another feature file I did not added any tag, so definitely the second feature file will not be considered. Here two test cases will be executed with the help of runner class, right, with the help of JUnit. Let's try to run it and let's see how it's behaving. Okay, so you can see here the two scenarios should be run from the Google features file, Google search features file, but the Facebook login features file, not a single scenario will be executed. Why? Because there is no tag added, right, in that features file. You can see whenever scenario is running, you can also see able to see the tag also, right, whatever tag we are using, right? So you can see the first scenario getting executed where like cucumber tutorial already search. Second scenario, right, where there is only two tags, smoke and application 1, so we are able to run it. And if you expand it, you can able to see, right, search in Google homepage, that scenario executed, that features executed, and these are the two scenario executed. So that's why we can define the tag. Now say I want to run only the application 1, right? So here what will happen, only one scenario will be executed, which is the Java tutorial search, right? Let's change it. Instead of smoke, I will be running with the help of application 1. Now if you run it, right, so only one scenario will be executed from the Google search features file, because we are having only that tag associated in the second scenario, right? So you can see here only second scenario got executed where these two tag was there, right? So it's Java tutorial search scenario got executed. If you expand it, you could see only this is the features and this is the only scenario executed. So that's why in case you have multiple scenario, you can segregate each and every scenario, right, so that or the features in different tag, and based on your requirement you can run them. Now say let's try to add something in the feature level. Suppose say I am giving something called UAT. So in case you are giving something in the feature level, right, so both all the scenario whatever is coming under the feature, it will be all the scenario will be considered, right, for that particular feature. Now if you want to run it with the help of UAT, right, so both the scenario will be considered and it will be executed, because we have defined the tag at the features level. So here features and both the scenario for that particular features will be executed because the tag was added in the features level. So you can see that is the beauty, right? So tag can be associated at the feature level or at the scenario level. Okay. Now let's see if you expand it, you can able to see, right, both the scenario executed and these corresponding features. Now say add some tag in the scenario level for the other feature file also, right? So suppose say smoke and at the rate, suppose say end to end, like that. Okay. Now say I want to run based on the E2E, right, or end to end. So if you just change it, right, So here what will happen? So it will definitely try to consider both the features file, right? First it will try to validate all the features file, and wherever the e2e tag is present, it will try to execute it. So here what for the scenario 1, e2e is there for that Google search.features file, and here for all the scenario, right, the e2e feature is there. So here, so the scenario whatever available in the Facebook login.features file, and for 4 combination of the data, test data, it will be executed. So here from the Facebook login features file, 4 test scenario will be executed, right, and from the other feature file, Google search.features file, only 1 scenario will be executed. Now if you try to run it, let's see how it is behaving. So here total 5 scenarios will be executed based on the tag we are giving it and based on the matching criteria. So you can see in the outlook, right? So smoke e2e, so that's why 4 scenarios getting executed for the each and every data combination, and for the other features file, Google search.features file, 1 scenario is getting executed. So if you expand it, you could see that run 5 of 5. So Facebook login 4 scenario and in the search Google homepage, these features, 1 scenario got executed. Okay, now some question might come, right? So in case we are using scenario outline and example, but suppose say I have 5 iteration, but I don't want to run 5 iteration, I want to segregate the scenario based on the my data combination as well. Then how can you do it? So you need to expand the example file, right? So here header will be there in the both the files. Suppose say for file 1 so file 1 2 set and the file 2 2 set, right? So that's why you can distinguish the thing. So in case you are having, right, you want to divide the example in different set, so you can differentiate in that way. Okay, so header should be there. After that you are differentiating with the number of iteration record, and here also header still remains same, but you are just differentiating with the other 2 way. So here instead of at the scenario level, you can give it at the example level. So just cut it here, and for the suppose say for the example 1 I want to give smoke and e2e, for the example 2 I want to give UAT and another tag called regression. Okay, now see I want to run only the regression. So what happened? I want to run only the regression, right? So what happened here? So here for the first 2 iteration there is no regression tag associated, but for the last 2 regression tags associated in the Facebook login.features file, and apart from that in the Google search features file, for one scenario regression tag is also associated, right? So we can, there will be 3 scenario will be executed. So from the Google search features file, based on the regression tag, first scenario will be executed where it will be cucumber tutorial search, and for the Facebook login search, right, based on the example we have segregated with the tag example, so the second last 2, right, last 2 data combination will be executed. Now let's try to run it, and let's see with the help of features file and JUnit how this is behaving. So that's why in case you are using scenario outline and example as well, right, but if you want to distinguish or differentiate them with the help of tag, you can just use the same approach, right? So you could see here now UAT regression. So what is executed, you can see here, this is the thing is executed, right? Username 2, password 2 and successful, right, based on the tag regression from the Facebook login.features file, and here also both the tag is coming, and here username 2, password 3, it is unsuccessful, but the first 2 one is not getting executed, though we have only 1 scenario, but still we have baked, right, based on the parameter, right, based on the scenario value. Okay, so that's why in case you have only specific scenario where you are parameterizing with the help of scenario outline and example, you can just divide them into multiple way. But here the scenario, sorry, that whatever thing you are parameterizing, that thing will be there as part of header, and the value you can just change it. Okay, and apart from that, other from the Google search features file, right, the first scenario is getting executed here. So now you can see the total number of 3 scenario got executed. So that's why, right, you can just add the tag at the features level, at the scenario level, or in case you are using one scenario where multiples, like example was there with the multiple in iteration you want to execute it, and you can just divided them that way. Okay. Now say we already running, right, the features file with the help of tag, right, but in case if you want to exclude some tag, suppose say you are having 10 tags, but you want to exclude one tag only, and the remaining tag you want to include it. So definitely there is no point to include 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 10, right? No need to include 9. Instead of that, if you exclude it in the negative way, right, so that 9 tag will be automatically included and 1 tag will be automatically excluded. So that's why you can do the excluding part, right? So for excluding tag, user can use not, right? Here before the tag name you can use not. Okay. Suppose say here total 3 scenario executed out of total 6 scenario, but if you include not here in the runner file, so that whatever regression is there, right, excluding regression tag wherever is available, the rest of the scenario will be executed. So that's why we can exclude some tag, so that remaining tag excluding regression will be automatically executed. So that is the another approach. So that is the negative way. In case you have 10 scenario, but if you want to exclude one only, right, you can exclude it easily. You can see here now, right, in the Facebook login page, the first 2 is getting executed, where the regression tag was not there because we are excluding it, right? Username 1, password 1. You can see here username 1, password 1 executed. It was successful. Then username 2 and password 2 is getting executed, where like regression tag is not present. Okay, and the status is unsuccessful. And from the Google search.features file, right, the second scenario got executed where we are trying to search the Java tutorial. Okay, where that particular regression tag is not available because UAT, smoke, and application tag is available. So that is the beauty of the not tag. So that's why you can exclude the some scenario. Okay. Then next one is that, suppose say if you want to give some or condition, or if you want to give some and condition, then how you can, right, implement those and or features, right, while running the runner class with the help of this tag. Okay. So sometimes requirements are complicated. It will not always simple like executing a single tag. It can be complicated like executing scenario that are tagged either as smoke test or regression test. It can also be like executing scenario that are tagged both as smoke test and regression test. Cucumber tagging gives us the capability to choose what user want with the help of anding or oring. Suppose say there are 10 tags available, but if you want to run some of the scenario where either maybe tag A or tag B is present, so in case any tag is present, it will run it, right? Apart from that, there can be one scenario, right? So with one tag, there is no point of running. So sometimes if you want to run based on the application and based on the testing type, in case both are positive only, then it will be run. So you can give and operation. So how you can use anding, right? How you can do that? Tag that are separated with or keyword are or tag. Or means scenario that are tagged either as smoke test or regression test, it will run. And for the and, tags which are passed with the separator and are and. When both the tags will match only, scenario will be executed. Now let's try to run it, right? So here I want to run, right, based on the smoke shoot as well as where the application 2 will be present. Okay, so only when the both the condition is matched, only my test case will run, right? So here I will be giving @smoke and application 2. In case both the condition is matching, so test case will be running. So smoke I already given everywhere, right? Here smoke is there, so it will not try to run these test cases. Here other scenario smoke is there, but here only one scenario smoke and application 2 both are present. So only here, only if that particular scenario will be executed, because I have given the and condition. So only both the condition is matching, then only it will try to execute the scenario based on the both the condition only matching. So you can see now how it will be running. So only one scenario will be running it, right? You can see only one scenario is run, which is nothing but the Cucumber tutorial search, right, based on the tag, because for that particular scenario MOOC and application to tag is present, right. Now let's see here, only one scenario got run, which is the Cucumber tutorial search. So that is the Cucumber tutorial search. Okay. Now say I want to run with the help of OR condition. So what happened, right? So that's why you can give it OR, right? So what happened? So in case it is matching with MOOC, it will be executed, or in case it is matching with application, it will be still executed. So that's why you can execute it, or you can give it the OR condition. So whatever is MOOC is matching, it will be executed, and wherever application 2 is matching, it will be executed. So that is the called OR operation, either this or either this. So you try to match both the condition, and whatever is matching, it will be try to execute the test case. So you could see here for the Google search, right? So both the scenarios having the tag called MOOC, right? So it will be executed, both the scenario, right? If you go to the Google search, both the scenario executed, right? Where application 2 is also there, and for the other scenario, so MOOC is also there for the 2 combination, right? So here it will be executed, 2 test scenario will be executed, not the 4. If you go here, you could see here 2 scenario executed with the help of username 1 and password 1 combination, and username 2 and password 1 combination where it is unsuccessful. For the other features file, right, both the scenario is getting executed. So that's why you can use the AND or OR tag. Now say, let's see whether if you give some capital value or molar value, whether it's executed or not, right? So in all our tag we have used, for the MOOC we have used capital letter S, right, for all our tag. But in the features file, I am trying to execute with the help of small s. Whether it will execute, let's see whether it's getting executed or not. Okay, you can see nothing is getting executed. Means, so whatever tag name you are giving, right, exactly the capital and small letter also need to be used properly. Okay, now if you change it to small capital letter MOOC path, so it will be matching, otherwise it will not match. So that is the one thing you need to remember while running the runner class, right, with the help of tag. So now it will, you can see, right, wherever MOOC tag was there, it will be executed. Okay, so from the Facebook login to scenario is getting executed, and from the search in Google homepage feature, the another 2 tag is getting executed. So total 4 scenario is getting executed, right? Now if you want to use more tag, right, so with the help of AND operation, right, so MOOC I'll be using regression, and I'll be using AND. So you can also use it same way after giving AND sign, right, at the rate of E to E. Now in case 3 condition is getting matched only, right, here you need to give at the rate sign. So in case 3 condition is getting matched only, then your scenario will be executed. Let's see. Okay, only one scenario is there which is matching 3 condition, right? So that is the reason, right? So similar way you can give more condition with the help of AND or OR, right? So you could see here, so regression application, sorry, regression E2 is MOOC over there, and if you want to give OR, so wherever, right, either MOOC or regression or E2 is present, it will execute it, right? Now let's try to execute it. So wherever any of the tag is available, either MOOC or regression or E2E, all the scenario will try to execute it, right? You could see here, that is the reason from the Facebook login features, right, either MOOC or regression was present, so both 4 scenarios getting executed. And similarly for the Google search features, right, regression or the MOOC was available for both the scenario, that is the reason both the scenarios getting executed. So that's why you can use the tags, right? So tag, you need to first you need to create your features file, and definitely you need to define the undefined step in some step definition class. Okay, and then in the features file, either at the scenario level or at the features level, you need to define the tag. Once you define the tag, then you need to use those tag in the runner class, right? So you can give add complete tag name with the help of @ syntax as well, right? In case you want to exclude some tags, you need to use not before the tag name. If you want to use multiple tag at the same time with the help of AND and OR, you can use that way. tag name and or operation, tag name again and or operation. So that are the different thing you can definitely try, right? So that tag syntax available in the Cucumber will be clear for you. Okay, so that's all from today's session. Thank you.